Hello, engineering students. This is problem 1-11. I have recently discovered that I actually have never 3D modeled this part before. So this video lesson is probably going to be watching me struggle through making this part because I've never made it before. And usually I make the parts before I make the video lesson so that I know where I might end up with mistakes or where I might get stuck. This is going to be all in inches. So go ahead and open up Autodesk Inventor, start a new part, and double check that you are using inches. So we go to Tools, Document Settings, Units, and I am indeed in inches. So I'm going to click Close, 3D Model, and I'm going to start a 2D sketch. So let's go ahead and click on the XY plane. And we're going to start off by, I'm going to use the origin for this one. I'm going to click on the origin, move to the top right. And what I need to do, since the problem is in an isometric sketch, each unit on the isometric sketch is 0.25 inches. So what I need to do is type 0.25, the multiplication symbol, which is Shift 8 on the keyboard, and I gotta count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8. Okay, and then I'm gonna tab over. So that was 2 inches for the length. Tab over, and the height is 0.25 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's 2 by 1.25. Finish sketch. And extrude, we're going to extrude it by 1 inch. Our next step is we're going to cut away from the top view. So right click on the top, click new sketch. Get in the habit of clicking project geometry and then clicking on the surface. We're going to be cutting away kind of an odd shape. So draw a rectangle like that, and then from the corner draw another rectangle like that, and we're going to do the same on this side. Okay, click on trim out these 2 lines. I know this looks really weird right now, so let me add some dimensions. We're going to click the top and that line, and that's going to be 0.25. This dimension right here is the one that's kicking my butt with looking at the isometric. So let's do this one right here. Let's make that's going to be 0.5. This is going to be 0.25. This is going to be 0.5. The distance between here and here, wait a second. Distance between here and here is 0.25. The distance between here and here is 1 inch. Okay. The distance between here and here is 0.25, except that. The distance between here and here is 0.25, except that. Okay, the distance that I don't know is going to be, click on dimension, click on this line, and let's do something I'm not sure it'll work. Parentheses 0.25 divided by 2 parentheses, and add 0.25, and that should be the dimension. 0.375. Okay, all right. I think that worked for that. Now, dimension this line, I know this is crazy, but the isometric, if you look at the isometric view of this object, where is it? Right here. Yeah. See how it's like halfway right here? That's what's kind of breaking my brain right now, which is why I think this is a really good problem to tackle, so that we can see how an engineer might draw this. So the dimension, again, I'm going to do 0.25 divided by 2 plus, and it's going to be 0.75. Enter. There we go. Okay, so that was 0.875. So then that means that this one should be 0.875, except, and that's what we want. All right, so double check your dimensions. Pause video, look at the dimensions. All right, once your dimensions are correct and look like mine, finish sketch. We're going to cut away those 2 sections that we drew. So click on that, through all, cut, click OK, and now it should start to look like this. Look at that. Okay, so that extra work I did in the beginning to draw those 2 shapes made short work of the overall, or most of this part. Now we need to add these holes. And if you look at this isometric view, it looks like the center mark of the hole is 0.5 up by, it looks like 0.25 plus half of a 0.25. This is really killing my brain. Also, I don't know the diameter, so I'm going to make that up for this part. So, yeah. All right, flip the part around. And we're going to right click on the back and click New Sketch. And we are going to use let's use point. So I'm going to put a point here and dimension it. So I'm going to click the point, click the bottom line. That's 0.25 from the bottom, I think. I only am thinking that because I'm looking at the isometric. And then it is from the point to the side here, that is 0.25 plus half of 0.25. So 0.25 divided by 2, but in parentheses. So that's 0.375. Okay, I think we're on a roll. Let me move that dimension down here. Okay, click point again. I can probably line this up now. And I should know the distances between these two. I think it's 0.5. 0.5. 0.25. Yeah, it's 0.5. I'm going to stick with that. And then from the side, it should be 0.375. Yes. And now we do the same on this side. So point, we line this up, and point. Let's just check our dimensions. That should be 0.25. Yep. And then from the side, let's make that 0.375. Same with this one. 0.375. And then between the 2 points, 0.5. Yeah. That may or may not be right. That is not right. Okay. There's no reason to freak out right now. The 0.25 is actually 0.25 plus, in parentheses, 0.25 divided by 2, which should also be, why didn't I know that? It's 0.37 on both sides here. So okay, this is getting really confusing really quick. I apologize. Okay, so here's a point. Here's a point. From this point to the bottom is 0.375. From this point to the side is 0.375. So it's that for all of them. The only different dimension is at 0.5 between the 2 points. Finish the sketch. Click your hole command, and it looks like my default is out of control here. So we want a simple hole with no seat, so click none. We do not want through all. Let me show you something. There's this button that says to, and then it says to surface. So if I click on the view cube here, and I click to that surface, it'll just go through to the next surface that you clicked on, which is really nice, especially if you have like a curved surface or an angled surface, and you need it to line up with that angled surface or curved surface. And then click OK. Whew. All right, there's the part. We're gonna make it a material. So tools, material. And for this one, I want it to be, where is it? Where is it? I want it to be steel, just steel, plain old steel. And click, mine changed a cool color. There it is. There's problem 1-11. Let me save it. Problem 1-11. Wait, why is it showing up? It's showing up in my models folder, but it's not. It actually wasn't there, so that's kind of weird. And I'm just gonna put my name. Save that. And by this point in time, you probably didn't even watch the video lesson. Or if you did watch the video lesson, you're referring to the technical drawing that I provided you, which I'm going to do right now. And if you want to watch how I do that, continue, or just start the technical drawing on your custom template like you know how to do by this point in time. So for those of you who would like to stick around and watch, I'm going to now do the technical drawing for this part. Where's my custom template? So I'm going to open my custom template in my home recent documents section. This one's the one that shows scale. And before I even get started, get in the habit of saving your custom template as the new problem or exercise or whatever I might have called it. Okay, that's saving. You'll know it's saved when the top middle changes its name. Click base. My base is showing. And that looks great. That's a 1-to-1 scale. I wonder what it looks like in 2-to-1. That's too big. 1-to-1 is fine. Click OK. And there's our views. Before I do anything else, I'm going to put the parts list in first. Click OK. Double click on my parts list. Click on the column chooser. I'm going to get rid of description, part number. I'm just going to get rid of everything for this example. Add material and volume. And what else might they ask you on an exam? Mass? They might ask you the mass. So mass. They might ask you any one of these things. They might say put it on the parts list. Click OK. Apply. OK. Adjust the size of your parts list. Steel. So when you have your technical drawing open, your numbers should match my numbers because you changed it to steel. And now let me go ahead and put in the major dimensions. So on the front view, Make sure you have the length. On the side view, I mean, we can put the, well, we're going to need this area here for the location of the hole. So I'm going to put the height on the side view right here. And I'm going to put the depth on the side view as well. Before I move on, I want to edit my text to match a better looking style. So I'll right click on the numbers, edit dimension. Let that load up. And I'm going to change precision to 0. The text, make sure that is horizontally aligned. The note text, click on the pencil, save the edits, yes. Choose the Technic font. I want the height to be a little smaller. Save and close. And now we have, you know, a better looking professional technical drawing. What other dimensions might I need? Let me add my center marks, my center lines. These center lines look awful, so right click on the center mark, click edit center mark style, and let me refer to, let me try 0.05, 0.05, and leave those alone and see what happens. That looks good. We need to add, so using the centerline bisector, we're going to put center marks here and here. Okay, this is the one where we need to change, because these center lines, they should have the little mark on the inside. So let me just change that real quick. The overshoot is fine. Let me make that like, I don't know, point 0. Let me try 0.05 for this one also. Okay, that's fine. That looks good. All right, what other dimensions do I need? I need this dimension. I need this dimension. That says 0. Oh, here's a good problem. I changed the precision to 0, and that's not good. So I'm going to right click, edit dimension style, change the precision to actually the 2.12, save and close. And now we will see the actual dimensions. That's a good catch. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I want it on this side, so things are not too cluttered. Oh, nah, it'll be fine over here. Just gotta line them up real nice. Let me try that again. Let me click on the corners. There we go. There's little Inventor things that you just kind of learn as you go. Like with this 0.25, I clicked on the line originally, and it wasn't lining up with these dimensions. So I clicked on the 2 corners, and then it lined up with them. So those are little Inventor things that might frustrate you. So that's 0.5 away. Let's dimension this one. That should say 0.375. So again, right click. I need to change the precision one more time. We want that one. There we go. There's a feature, I don't think I've shown you that before. Let me go back into that menu. See where it says trailing zeros? I unchecked that and it got rid of all the zeros for the whole numbers, like that 1 there. It did say 1.0000. It got rid of that, so it kind of cleaned up the part, drawing a little bit better. What dimensions am I missing? these dimensions right here. So that's going to be 0.25, and we're going to double click on that, and we're going to write 4x, and then drilled through. Oh, we want that under like that. And through, you can actually type through like that. And since we're engineers and we kind of know things like just by looking at them, I'm going to put that dimension and that dimension there. And then we'll just know that this dimension, this whole location is going to match for all of these. 0.5. Okay, what else? I feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing, let's dimension it here though. Here and here. Put that there. Let's move the 0.25 down to the right side. Okay, so I got the length, the height, the width. I have this dimension, which helps making that. That's 0.25, that's 0.25, that's 0.5. That's 0.375. That should give us this dimension. We don't need that dimension. I'm going to add it just in case someone is like, well, we should add that. I'm going to leave that right there. All right. If I am missing a dimension, you can tell me, and then I'll fix the drawing and we will learn together. But right now, I think it's done. Pretty sure it's done. I'll find out the hard way when one of you comes at me and says, Mr. Cruz, you're missing a dimension. I'm like, thanks for spotting it. And let's go ahead and save this or export it. So save as the problem 1-11. I do want to replace it because I already saved it. And export as a PDF. And good luck on this technical drawing. If you need a refresher on how to, I don't know, I've been having problems exporting and saving. Let's try export PDF. Save. Okay, it's saved. If you made it this far and you're still listening, press Control P. So while you're in your drawing video, press Control P and see if you have a printer that says Lexmark black and white or Lexmark MS510. Make sure you're on best fit and click OK. And hopefully it'll print to our black and white printer. If it doesn't, let me know. I want to start printing your drawings and start making a portfolio. Other than that, hopefully you're done. Hopefully you understood everything. And I'll talk to you in class.